What's going on, guys? I'm Magikards here, and today I got another video, and as you can see by the intro of this video, this is a steampunk deck review. Now, this isn't your average steampunk deck. This is a different variation of the steampunk, but let's get straight into the handling and all these other things of this deck. The first thing that I'd like to take a look at is the outside covering of the box and the design of the overall casing. Now, as you can see on the overall casing, it is really quite a magnificent looking design here. We got a bunch of gears just like the original steampunk deck. The original steampunk deck was black and gray in a white color scale, as if I remember, and it was a really beautiful design. This is sort of exactly kind of what it looked like. I can put a screen of what the original steampunk looks like on screen now if you'd like. The box design is very nice. This is what the outside borders look like. The overall color scheme of this pack of cards is really nice too. The reds are replaced by these orange pips, and the black cards are replaced by these brownish colors. That's kind of reflected in the box design itself with the orange and the brown, which I thought was a nice little touch. The next thing I want to talk about is the handling. Usually when you buy a knockoff pack of cards, they will start to fall apart just about instantly when you start playing with them, and then anytime that any moisture starts to get on these pack of cards, you will see that they will start to clump together almost instantly. It's not really the case with this pack of cards, because with this, I've had this for about the past couple hours now. I've been playing with it in my hands, and I've been doing things with them, and it seems to hold up very well. It's just a thumbs up in my opinion, honestly. The cards are not too slippery, but they're not too rough, so you can hold them in your hands, and you can start to do some false cuts, and they won't fall out of your hands. You can do pretty much a bunch of things as long as you know how to handle the cards well. Anything else I'd like to talk about is the finish of the cards. It is also a, let's take a look at this. This is an air cushion finish, just like Bicycle normally does have, meaning, as I mentioned before, the cards are not going to be horrible. These are pretty decently quality deck of cards. It's not as good as the some of the original decks of cards, such as these original Bicycle cards. For example, these have a nicer finish and they last longer than, in my opinion, honestly. The cards themselves, they don't have any special like feelings. The cards, the designs though, they're not too much different than the court cards themselves. Allow me to get a queen over here. As you can see, the queen cards are they're really just reversed. Overall, there's slight differences in the hands and where they're holding things, but it's not an overall major design change here in the face cards. The aces, as you might have seen in my performance. Oh, there's also one more thing before we get into the aces. Here's the 4 aces and then the jokers. I thought this was a really nice touch for magicians, because when you have a card like something like this, you can do one of those snap changes and it'll change to the other color. Now, of course, that didn't work because I was not looking the right direction. But let's say you had this card and it was like this. You can make the color change just because the jokers are matching and there's no guarantee joker. That's something I thought was nice. There's no double backers in this deck, which is kind of a disappointment. There's no different colored cards. The only thing that was unique in this pack of cards was the jokers themselves. The next thing I'd like to mention is the aces. Now, before we get into the ace of spades design, of course, these aces are normal. I like the font on the cards are really nice. You can see that there. It's like an old Western steampunk, of course, type of design from like the 1800s, Industrial Revolution type thing they got going on here. The ace of spades, I'm not too pleased with the ace of spades. The ace of spades usually is the most iconic part of a deck, and I don't feel as if this was the best design they could have chose. I personally would have probably liked it more if they would have went with some sort of, maybe like a train or like a machinery of some sort. I mean, this looks alright. It's not a bad design, but I just don't like all the gears making the ace of spades. That's the only thing I really have a critique on in terms of face and what I think of the deck in that way. And overall usage, the deck of cards was not that expensive. I think I spent $4. Honestly, I bought the last pack of these at Walmart today when I was going out to buy some balloons for my next trick that I'm going to be uploading my channel. That trick I'm not going to be doing a tutorial on because it is not my trick. not any of these tricks are mine anyways, but it's a trick that I'd rather not reveal by myself and instead let the person who created the trick reveal it, because I feel like it has that much value in the trick. So my next video is only going to be a performance video. So I really want to thank you guys for coming along and checking out this steampunk deck review. If you guys want to see some more deck reviews, let me know and I will see you guys next video. Peace out.